Hey gamers, Kyle here. Welcome back to another episode of Game Time. It's been a little while, and on this episode, 5 great kart racing games that are not Mario Kart. Don't get me wrong, I love Nintendo, and Mario Kart really is probably one of my most played franchises from a lot of those Nintendo consoles, but there's a lot of great kart racing games out there as well that aren't Mario Kart, and we're going to be taking a look at them. I'm going to split the video in half because it's going to get a little bit lengthy, so we'll do the first 3 kart racing games on this video, and then there'll be a part 2 for the other 2 kart racing games. So stick around and enjoy some great kart racing games. Okay, first up, some CTR, Crash Team Racing. Late 90s, Sony did not have a mascot like Nintendo, but I guess you could say Crash was kind of one of them. They had Spyro, Crash, etc. But a couple good options here. We're just going to do arcade, just a single race. You can do 2 players. Choose your difficulty. We'll go medium. 8 characters to choose from, similar to Mario Kart at the time. Well, this will be Mr. Crash himself. You can see some of the courses they have. A pretty good selection of courses, actually. You got your winter course. You have sort of a desert course. Mines. There's another course there. A tiny arena. Hot air skyway. I actually like that one quite a bit. So we'll do 1 lap of Crash Cove, and we'll take a look at another lap here in just a moment. But yeah, I suppose if you didn't have the Mario Kart or a couple other kart racing games on the N64 at the time, Diddy Kong Racing, or we're going to mention another one next. If you went to Team PlayStation, I suppose this would be a good one to have. Controls work pretty darn well with the old PlayStation controller, holding down X for gas. I gotta remember the controls myself. Circle will be to leave an item behind you. Don't drive into the scenery, that's not good. There's a speed boost there. Also, in some of these kart racing games, we're going to be taking a look at some of the items you get. That was kind of a bomb there. Works kind of like a green shell in Mario Kart. Just kind of goes in front of you there. It's not like a homing one. This is sort of a shield. I'm glad we're getting all these random ones. But you kind of see how it plays out. Gameplay is nice and smooth and quick. Of course, you expect this on the PlayStation. Definitely some better hardware than the N64 at the time. So, yeah, I think it works pretty well. Let's take a look at another track here right quick. Alright, I thought I'd do one of the sort of snowy stages there. Get hit by a CO right off the bat. That's always good. Doesn't seem like the snow or ice kind of plays too much into it. Maybe it does a little bit. It's kind of a little slick, but nothing too wild. I remember Mario Kart 64, those Sherbert Land or whatever that was, when you're driving on the ice, you kind of slid there a little bit. Not necessarily the case with this one, a little bit, but overall, I think I do like this game. There's some colorful characters. I like the game itself. Actually looks pretty decent even still to this day on the PS1. I like the power-ups. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Everything's pretty standard. My only complaint, not necessarily with this track, but a couple of the tracks, they seem a little bit narrow. This one has, this one's kind of spacious and wide, but I know on like the pyramid stage, and I think that one I mentioned, the fortress stage, you kind of get some pretty narrow tracks. That's the creative power-up. I'm glad I ran into that one. But not bad overall. Here's the ice itself, kind of a little more slick. But yeah, it's really only my complaint with the Crash Team Racing. It's just some of the tracks get to be a little bit narrow at times. But otherwise, controls and everything are pretty good. So Crash Team Racing for the PlayStation 1. Alright, my second one here for the N64 from Rareware. So you know it's good already. It has that Rare logo on it. Is Mickey Speedway USA. And it's kind of sad. I know a lot of people wouldn't give this a chance because it has Mickey Mouse on it. And hey, I'm with you. I'm with you there. I think it looks kind of silly. Once again, 8 characters, or no, only 7 characters to choose from. I think there might be more to unlock. Anyway, I'm a Donald Duck fan, so... But don't let having Mickey Mouse on the cover scare you away from what could be a pretty good kart racing. I think it's pretty decent. Amateur here. I was going to show you the tracks, but I'll show you what the game looks like here first, and we'll go back and take a look at a couple of the other tracks. And I also like how this takes place sort of in real locations. There's, like I just said, we were in Indianapolis here. There's also one where you're like in Los Angeles and stuff like that, so kind of a fun one. Here's our power-ups here. Basically similar to some of the Mario Kart stuff. You got the baseball. I think that just flings into your opponent in front of you. That is basically your red shell, sort of a red RC kart. We'll see if we can get another one here. But yeah, control is very similar to Mario Kart 64, maybe even just a little bit smoother as well. If you're a Mario Kart 64 fan, yeah, triggers to drift. I think you'll feel right at home here. That power was kind of like a slime, so sort of like a banana peel, if you will. Here's another red kart. So as you can see, pretty fast paced. Let's do another stage here real quick. Also show off some of the stuff here. Traffic troubles. A couple of these have various maps here. So here's, you can kind of see these 4. Motorway Mania, Freeway Phobia. It's kind of an interesting one there. As you can see some of the tracks in that one. You get your time trials. You got some practice mode. We can practice the stages, contests. I'm not quite sure what that is right offhand, and some options. So let's just do a time trial. That way we can select hopefully a particular track here. Yeah, so here's some of the tracks. So New Mexico, Alaska, Los Angeles, I mentioned previously. There's Grand Canyon, Philadelphia, New York, Seattle, Vegas. I got to see what Vegas looks like. Chicago, so my bad. Dakota. Never mind. I think I'll do Dakota just because that's a little bit more, a little more closer to home. I like how it's not North or South Dakota. It's just Dakota. So you see the backgrounds are sort of the painted on backgrounds we see in some of those games there. But some fun tunes, I think. None of the tracks themselves are very big, so you can finish 3 laps pretty darn quick. Especially with no other players here. Some speed boosts, so... Fun little game, Mickey Speedway USA for the N64. When you're done playing your Mario Kart 64 and Diddy Kong 64, may throw in some Mickey Speedway and keep the party going. Okay, the third one I want to show off here, last one for this video. I'll keep the last 2 on a separate video just to keep them short. Last but not least, and certainly not least, PacMan World Rally. This is actually one of my favorite kart racing games. This is the GameCube version, but it is also available on the PlayStation 2 as well as the PSP. If you get a chance to find the PSP version, definitely do so because it's very similar, and it also has an extra stage based on what's that game? Dig Dug? No, it's Namco, so it'd be like Mr. No, it's Dig Dug. It's Dig Dug. What am I thinking of? So anyway, race, you got your circuit modes, so your Grand Prix, you got just a single race, time trial, and a very awesome battle mode. And remind me to show that off here in just a moment. So we'll just do a quick race. You can do 3 different difficulties. We'll go normal. Here's a couple of the maps there. So you got your Chariot Cup, very similar to your Mario Kart. Grape Cup, a couple of those stages. Pirate Cove's pretty fun. Your Watermelon Cup, Fun House of Horrors, a very trippy stage, and Classic Cup. And you see a missing 4th slot on the PSP version. That's actually one based on Dig Dug. And you got one there, Katamari. So that's also an interesting one. We'll just do, oh shoot. We'll just do Cloud Garden. This is the first stage. Here's your cast of characters. Of course, you got Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Junior Pac-Man. Always like seeing him. The 4 ghosts, all well animated. And you have some villains there. I guess they're villains from the Pac-Man World games. A couple locked characters. I think one of them's like the Galaga ship. I think the Dig Dug dude might be another lockable character. I forget right offhand. So we're just going to do one quick stage here. And something very unique with this game, there's little pellets that you'll get throughout the stage. And here's a unique twist with this game. You get to eat a certain amount of pellets. You'll actually turn into a Pac-mobile. You can see pellets here. Everyone's kind of eating them in front of me because everyone's got in front of me. But you fill up your meter on the top right-hand part of the screen. And when you do so, like I said, you turn into sort of a Pac-mobile. Everyone else turns into ghosts, and you can actually eat other players. And I think that's how you unlock stuff. You eat a certain amount of ghosts per Grand Prix. We saw a door with cherries on it. Here's a cherry. Oh, I didn't quite get it. But there are shortcuts also in the game where you eat the cherry, and if you have the cherry ate, a shortcut will open up. So I'll try to do so here. Items are pretty lame. The black bombs, I think, I forget what they do, but okay, blue bombs work as blue shells. They take out who's ever in first place. Red bombs work like red shells, but a few other items here too. Hopefully we'll get a couple more. There's a snowman that I had. You put him on the... I didn't eat that cherry last time, so I'm going to get the cherry here. That's BS. I was not in first place. I'll take out first place. How do you like it? I was just saying, the snowman you can put in the middle of a track and it will actually fire snowballs at opponents, which freezes them in place. So that's a fun one. All the bombs kind of work like the shells do in Mario Kart. So I just got done eating the cherry there. That's our speed boost. And see on the upper right hand corner now, it's telling me to press Y. So I'm going to let a couple carts pass me here. I'm going to hit Y. And look, I turned into the Pac-mobile. All the other racers have become ghosts, which I can gobble up. I just gobbled those 2 up there. So I ate 2 of them. You eat X amount of ghosts. Like I said, that's how you unlock some things. So I still have my cherry 8. I'm going to show you the shortcut here. That's kind of the red blocks kind of works like a banana. Just place it. So lots of obstacles in the stage too. It's actually not... it's an easy game, but a lot of the obstacles and stuff get a little bit cheap after a while. So I ate that cherry. That unlocks the shortcut. And there's usually 1 in each stage. Maybe sometimes 2. Those green bombs work like green shells from Mario Kart. So let's pause and take a look at another stage. Actually, even better than that, I want to show you the battle mode. Deathmatch free-for-all, last kart driving, pretty much the last one standing. Bench, I think you have to go and eat fruit. We're just going to do a standard deathmatch. We'll do a few opponents here, as many as we can. We'll have 7 opponents. We'll put them on normal. First to 5 kills wins. There's only 4 battle stages, which is unfortunate, but it makes sense. All right, so we'll do. How about we do a ghost for this one? I think this guy has a pretty cool kart. Do medium there. I love the load screens. Pretty fun. But this is probably the second best battle mode right after some of the Mario Kart battle modes. It's a lot of fun. You'll see this here. So we have it set first to 5 kills. You can kind of, edit that around. So let's go get a power up here. I have a shield. You can see where everyone else is on the map. I just ran into a ghost here. Oh, just got hit. Now, getting hit doesn't mean you're out of the game. You actually do have a little bit of a health bar, as you can see on the lower part of the screen here. Here's a weapon here. So I can kind of fire some missiles. I took a couple hits, but I'm not down yet. So that's pretty good. Just getting hit once doesn't mean... Oh, he just took my weapon here. I'm having a hard time getting some weapons to choose here. And I love how all the themes have that sort of PacMan arcade theme song. Ah, I got hit. So it took a couple hits, but it took me out. So I lost one of my lives. Cherry bombs, you just place the bombs kind of laying around, so it kind of works like banana shells again. They'll eventually explode by themselves, which is unfortunate. I do kind of wish once someone runs into them. So you have to kind of place them in good spots like so. I'm going to select that, my missiles again. But there's a few different unique items here. There's a health pack, so you can kind of regain all your health. I'm kind of looking for some more items. Here's sort of a Gatling gun. You can see that kind of fires. Automatic weapon there. And I love this thing. It's the banana rammer. You can kind of ram into opponents and they'll take damage that way. So you can ram into this guy right there. Nice. So, a little bit of a battle mode. I love the PacMan kart racing. That battle mode is actually on the PSP as well. So great fun to take on the go. Couple variations. I think there's a lot of content in the game. There may not be a lot of stages overall, and some of them are they're a little rough, but I think it's a great game. Highly recommended to anyone looking for a good kart racing game, or even just good racing game in general. Again, PS2, PSP, and GameCube for PacMan World Rally. Love this game so much. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll have 2 more kart racing videos in part 2. I'll provide a link in the description. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and we'll see you next time. Happy gaming!